Hello, Pain Free for Life members. This is Dr. Rob Van Bergen, and welcome back to another Monday 10-minute training. This is a little bit of a special training session, as it's different than what we normally would do. People requested a focused training, not on a health condition, but on general device use for the Avazzia Life Pinnacle. Now, the Avazzia Life Pinnacle contains everything that the Pro Sport 3 contains, but it also contains 12 new additional programs included in version 1. This is to say that we have a concept in mind of being able to continue free live updates where we may be able to add new modes down the line. Now, these modes are set to simplify and perfect treatment modalities, and many people may find that they replace a lot of their day-to-day therapies. Many of these programs are designed to treat specific tissue types or injury types, and they will automatically treat, which lets you know when cycles are complete. As a general rule of thumb, when you're using the Pinnacle, you don't really want to go beyond 1 to 3 cycles of any of these automatic modes. Any more than 3 is a bit too much for the body to handle in one session. Now, each cycle lasts 6 minutes. So each time one cycle is going to take is going to be 6 minutes. This is between 3 to 5 modes or frequency sets in any given program that runs throughout those 6 minutes. So you're not just treating with one program, you're treating with a bunch in a cycle. It's important to note that beyond the simplified nature of treatments, these modes are running so close to each other that they actually capitalize on every moment that inflammation is reduced to enable regeneration to occur. This is in contrast to changing modes manually, where you have to switch between the different programs, adjusting the power. All these things, while still beneficial, loses key opportune treatment times. To automatically transition from anti-inflammatory to regenerative without any missed time makes a big difference. I personally find that this is the reason that the treatment with the Pinnacle has shifted issues and made positive changes, really where all other devices have failed in the past. I've seen cases of psoriasis that have been slow to heal, almost completely reversing after just a few weeks of treatment, despite people having had a Pro Sport 3 for years. Cases of wounds, like non-healing wounds, that are closing faster than ever before. Not to say, again, that we haven't been able to do it without this, but capitalizing on this time makes a big difference. And even neuropathy, more easily relenting. It used to be a much bigger challenge than it is now. This is really what shows me that the changes in the device, which go beyond the automation that just makes it easier to use, by pushing improved depth, increased pulses to get the attention of the body, these are making a major difference. So while, yes, it's easier to use because it's all automatic, the advantage is not just in automation. It is in vastly superior treatment times. And this was definitely unexpected to the level that we've gotten, but we're very, very happy with that, obviously. So the Pinnacle has modes for nerves, for muscles, for pain, new trauma, wounds, joints, deep scarring, soft tissue. There's more to that as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a few slides with you guys today and just show you what each of the modes does and how it works. I'm going to be pretty brief about it because this is a 10-minute training. I'm not going to dive into a huge amount of detail, but enough, right? Enough that's going to be useful for you. So give me 1 second here. Okay, so SanaBio 2 is our first of our new modes, and to call it what it is used for nerves. Nerve pain, neuropathy, peripheral neuropathy, anything to do with nerves, degeneration, damage, or even dead nerves where you have no sensation. This is the mode for you. Its wide range of frequencies goes super low for nerve regeneration and super high for nerve stimulation. And again, just designed with nerves in mind. Every one of these modes I'm going to mention that's automatic it enhances circulation as well, because circulation capitalization, getting as much circulation as you can, as I talked about a few videos ago, is key to healing. And so we found that we could go with these nerve regeneration and nerve resuscitation frequencies, but if we didn't enhance circulation in between, we weren't getting the results. So this is one of the automatic modes. This is for nerves. So keep that in mind. If you're a Pinnacle user, SanaBio 2 is for nerves. Now, the next one, let's go switch slides here. SanaBio 24. Now, SanaBio 24 works on the 24 hertz frequency for regeneration of joints. So it goes as low as 24 hertz to regenerate joints. This one was really designed for arthritis of all kinds, inflammation of the joints. So it will work on anti-inflammatory, regenerate the joints, and really go at them with an RSI as well. Now, putting randomized pulses, variable damping into this to allow for depth and to get the attention of the body is a very important factor here as well. And while remaining seamless in the transition between frequencies, this was a big thing for me too. I didn't want people to get spiked by the frequency jumping up really high and feeling pain. So that's part of that too. But this is for your arthritis. If you think SanaBio 24, think anything to do with joints, and you'll be good. SanaBio 14 is the same sort of concept as the other ones. It's automatic, but its focus is on muscles. If you're dealing with muscular injuries, this is the program for you. It could be hard to know whether you've hurt a muscle or a tendon, but if you get a diagnosis of that, you can be as specific as you want with this. Again, remember with these automatic modes, we really want to have brief, we really want to make sure that we're doing these brief cycles, right? 1 to 3 cycles to make sure we're capitalizing on things. We don't want to push it too much more than that. SanaBio 10 is for tendons and ligaments. 10 hertz is a pretty great frequency as well. There's been some research on 10 hertz for myelin sheath regeneration, which is something that I had not ever seen before. So there could be some more extended potential than we intended here. But SanaBio 10 was really originally designed to be used for tendons and ligament injuries, tears, things like that. It's the same concept. It's all in one: anti-inflammatory, circulation, as well as deep healing. SanaBio 7 is for bones. So if you're going to be using your device on bones, use SanaBio 7. This is the go-to here. This would be fractures, whether they're hairline or full breaks, or even if you were attempting to repair porous bones, if you were dealing with something like osteoporosis. SanaPain is in the next of our automated treatments. This one is your pain mode. This one works on pain and inflammation, but also regeneration. There's a correlation between a very, very low frequency, as low as we can go, the delta range, and healing, and also pain and relaxation. And this is being worked in here, the delta range frequencies, as well as your anti-inflammatory frequencies, to optimize the capability of removing chronic pain. Because we need to take advantage of the times we're getting the inflammation down, right? So that we can get in there and get some regeneration going. Sana IP, this is Dr. Hachey's wound healing protocol. So this is one of the classic examples here. I didn't expect this to be any better than manually changing the modes, but it is. It really does work more effectively than just switching from modulate to vaso to blue stim. It's working quicker because, again, it's capitalizing on those gaps, and it's really getting the job done, accelerating the healing of wounds. SanaCycle, this is, you might be familiar with this one if you've had one of our previous devices. The Avazzia Life Genesis had SanaCycle in it. This is kind of your you don't know what to do mode. If someone says my shoulder hurts and you're 100% like unclear about what they could have done, how it works, SanaCycle is your go-to. It's automatic as well. SanaTrauma, this is another one of the automatic modes. This is designed for pain and injuries within the first 48 hours. And this is because you don't want to turn off that inflammation initially. You want to use it for healing. So if someone falls and injures themselves, SanaTrauma is the way to go for the first 2 days before you switch to programs like SanaPain. It actually works to do this like skirting the anti-inflammatory just enough to reduce pain while also working a lot on repairing and regeneration in those early days. Often, you probably won't need to go and keep treating after 2 days of treating with SanaTrauma because you're going to have resolved that acute injury before it becomes anything more than that. Sana Surf 350 is doing, again, it's another one of those modes that's doing more than I thought it would. 350 hertz in the evolution is our painting mode. It's used for keloid scars and heavy scarring, and it was used for pain in the evolution as well. And if you're ever looking for a straight pain frequency without using one of the automatics, Sana Surf 350 would be where I'd recommend you go. You're going to get more out of painting pain areas with Sana Surf 350 than you probably are out of using Modulate like you would have done in the Pro Sport. And this is because you can get in deeper, you can get readings taken on this as well, you can dose in zero, and you can break up scar tissue. So it's doing a lot of work for a single frequency, but it's being damped, so it pushes it deeper into the body. It's being pulsed so that it's getting the body's attention faster. Sana Deep 77. This one is your go-to for deep scar tissue clearing. So if you've had a surgical operation and you need to get the frequencies in deeper to make sure you've neutralized the scar tissue, this is the way to go. I love using this one as well on lungs, especially post-COVID, because there can be a lot of scarring. And this can help to deal with scar tissue from smoking and all sorts of things like that as well. It gets deep enough in that the microcurrent is actually able to do its job. And the last of the new programs in version 1 is Sana Soft T. If you've ever read Current Medicine 1, 2, or 3, you'll see how often 90 hertz was mentioned as a frequency that people should use. And it's finally got its own mode. It can dose in zero. It's got reactions for taking readings. And it's got the key frequency of precisely 90 hertz. It's able to grant the capability of accelerating the healing of soft tissue and regenerating organ function. It has a use in almost every condition-specific protocol that we have, because that is what we're trying to do. We are trying to repair the body, and this is the frequency to do it with. So those are the modes. These are the Sana modes in the Pinnacle that are different. As I said, it has all of the same modes as the Pro Sport 3, as well as these modes as well. But that is it for general Pinnacle device use and special modes. One question I get commonly that I'm going to address as well is, do I use it with the conductive pads, or do I use it with the Y probe? What's my tool of choice here? Personally, it depends on the situation. I always find I'm going to get more out of a painting session, painting with my Sana modes, than I am with pads. But there are situations like where you're treating your own back and you can't reach very well, where pads are better than nothing. And for, generally doing more passive treatment, obviously pads are easier. So make sure you use both. If you're going to use pads, I would paint for 3 to 5 minutes before you do. Do one cycle of your mode before you use pads, and then do the remaining couple of cycles with the pads. That way you're getting the best of both worlds, really. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please go ahead, leave them in the comments section below. If you found this video helpful, or if there's any additional information you would like about the device, please leave those comments as well. I'd love to hear about them, and I will get this information to you. I'll get you answers as soon as I can. Otherwise, I will see you next week for another Monday 10-minute training. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.